Hey, so what is going on everyone? It is me, Mr. Mario, and today I wanted to bring you all this video repairing some Sega Genesis or Genesis systems or Mega Drives. So this was actually going to be two videos, but these are two issues that I feel like can just be combined into one because they are both power issues. The first major one is going to be what happens or what can you do if your Genesis or Mega Drive is not powering on. The second one is going to be if your system will only stay powered on if you hold down the power button. Now these are my fixes, and I've seen these online. They seem to work, so they might or might not work for you, but we'll go ahead and get into it here. So this is for the first fix, which will be if your system is not receiving any power. Now this is a Model 1, but it works on other models of the Sega Genesis or Mega Drive. First off, you want to try a different power supply that comes with your system, the thing that plugs to the wall, and you also want to try different wall outlets if you can. If you try those, you wiggle everything around, it's still not powering on, you're going to have to take apart your system. So I'm not going to be doing it in this video, but there are plenty of excellent guides online that can show you how to easily take apart your Genesis, and they're super simple to take apart. Really, all you need is a good Phillips head screwdriver. So to start off, once you take apart your system down to the board, you want to go ahead and isolate where the power plugs into. As you can see, I pointed out right there. And then you want to gently flip the board over, and you want to see where it is on the bottom of the board. As you can see, I'm pointing to it right there. Now the issue here are the solder joints or the solder points for the power supply itself, where it plugs into. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and hit the 3 points that I am highlighting right there. So really all you need for this is a soldering iron, some soldering skills, and some solder. But if you want to be extra careful, I also recommend cleaning it up with at least 90 or 91% isopropyl alcohol, some Q-tips, and also some liquid flux just to flux the area to make everything easier. These are pretty easy points to go ahead and fix up here, but what happens with this is normally the solder there just gets kind of old and all that, and it doesn't make as good of a contact. So what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and heat all of it up and apply nice fresh solder and resolder everything so your points of contact there will have a nice cleaner connection. So first off, what I'm doing here is I'm just taking a Q-tip that's dabbed with 91% isopropyl alcohol and cleaning up the contact points. After that, I go ahead and take this nasty jelly goop looking stuff right here and just rub it onto the board directly where the contact points are. This is liquid flux, and it creates a easier, stronger bond, so not only your solder will be higher quality, your solder job will, but at the same time it will be much easier to solder everything together. So for something like this, you want it to be easy, honestly. Now what I do right here is those 3 points, I just go ahead and tap the soldering iron to them. You just want to be careful with this, although the points are pretty big, so you shouldn't have an issue, but go ahead and just tap the soldering iron to the point, hold it there, and you just want to go ahead and add some fresh solder to this. Now if you want to, you could go all out and remove the old solder, like use desoldering braid and then put on the new stuff, although it's not really needed, to be honest. If you just add on the new solder properly, it should be fine. Now you don't want to go completely haywire. You could add extra solder like I am right here. I'm adding more than probably what's needed, but you don't want to get, you know, like big giant globs all over everything at the same time. You just want to make sure you have enough where there's going to be nice fresh solder there and you have a really good contact on each point. Now since you're here, what you could also do for some preventive maintenance is any other points you see around this area or on the board that you feel like need some solder, you can go ahead and touch those up as well too if you feel confident enough. If not, it's all good, but those are the 3 main points that you do definitely need to hit. So that's it for the motherboard itself. Now what you want to do is you can just go ahead and partially put back together your system and make sure when you put the cover on it and everything, it doesn't have to be completely on there, but make sure that the LED is connected so you can tell, you know, what status the system is, if it's on or off. After that, just go ahead, hook it up to a power source, and if the LED comes on, congratulations, your system is now fixed and working. Now for the second guide, here is my Sega Genesis Model 2, and as you can see right here, if I try turning it on, I press down the button and it turns on for about a second. But if I hold it down, it stays on. So what I've noticed is, at least for this system, this is a button issue. Now check this out. This fix is really easy. I almost feel guilty for calling it a fix, but all I did is I took some isopropyl alcohol onto a cotton swab and I just really swabbed like really well around the button itself. So I swabbed, you know, the button itself, the white piece there that goes in and out, and also the black part part of the button that is actually soldered to the motherboard. What I did with that, once I made sure, everything was wet, I just pressed the button a bunch of times so that way the alcohol was able to go inside of the button and was able to clean up everything internally. After you do this, I recommend just letting your system dry for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then once you feel like it's dry, go ahead, hook it back up. As you can see right here, the fix worked for me, so I pressed down the button, the system turns on. I pressed again, the system turns off, and that is the button fix for that. Anyways, I hope these fixes might have helped you out with your potential Mega Drive or Genesis power issues. As I said, these are fixes that worked for me. They might not work for you, but they are good starting points at least. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you all for watching, everyone. Hope this video helped some of you all out.